Have you ever paused just for a moment after a trip to the bathroom and glanced into the toilet bowl, wondering if that simple observation could tell you something important about your health? It is a private moment, is it not something we rarely talk about? But what if I told you that the color of your urine, that seemingly insignificant detail, is actually whispering secrets about one of your body's most vital organs, your kidneys? For us, as we gracefully navigate our golden years, understanding these subtle messages becomes even more crucial. Our kidneys. These incredible hard-working filters play an indispensable role in keeping our bodies clean and balanced. They tirelessly remove waste excess water and toxins from our blood, ensuring everything runs smoothly. But sometimes they send out little signals, quiet alarms that we might be missing. And one of the clearest, most immediate signals comes directly from the color of your urine. Many of us might dismiss a change in urine color, thinking it is just a minor thing. But these changes can be early indicators of something more significant happening within your body, especially concerning your kidney health. Ignoring these signs could mean missing an opportunity to address potential issues before they become more serious. Our goal today is to empower you with knowledge to help you become a detective of your own health, starting with something as simple as looking before you flush. In this video, my dear friends, we are going to unlock these secrets together. We will explore what different urine colors can tell you about your kidney health, from the perfectly normal to the shades that might warrant a closer look. We will talk about simple, actionable steps you can take right now to support your kidneys, and we will share stories of real people just like you who learned to listen to their bodies and made a profound difference in their well-being. We will uncover several key insights that your urine color provides, helping you understand when to simply hydrate more and when it might be time to have a conversation with your doctor. This is not about causing alarm, but about fostering awareness and proactive health management. And please make sure you stay with me until the very end, because I will reveal a surprising, often overlooked factor that can dramatically impact your kidney health, a factor that many doctors might not even mention during a routine checkup. This one insight alone could be a game changer for your long-term well-being. You won't want to miss it. So let us dive right in, shall we? Let us start with the most common and often the most reassuring color you might see and what it truly signifies. When you see urine that is a very pale yellow, almost clear, or a light straw color, that is usually a wonderful sign. It means you are well hydrated and your kidneys are doing an excellent job of filtering waste and maintaining your body's fluid balance. Think of it as your body giving you a quiet thumbs up. It is the ideal shade indicating that you are likely drinking enough water throughout the day, which is absolutely essential for kidney function. Proper hydration helps your kidneys flush out toxins efficiently, preventing them from accumulating and causing strain. It also helps maintain blood volume and pressure, which are crucial for overall cardiovascular health, indirectly supporting your kidneys. Many of us, especially as we age, might not feel thirsty as often, or we might mistake thirst for hunger. This can lead to chronic mild dehydration without us even realizing it. Consistently seeing pale yellow urine means you are likely avoiding this common pitfall and giving your kidneys the support they need to thrive. It is a simple yet powerful indicator of good health. Let us consider the story of Arthur, a spry, 78-year-old gentleman who loved his morning walks. For years, Arthur had a habit of only drinking coffee in the mornings and a glass of water with meals. He felt fine, but his urine was often a darker yellow. He attributed it to his coffee intake or just being normal for him. One day, his doctor mentioned the importance of consistent hydration, especially for seniors, emphasizing how vital it is for kidney health and overall energy levels. Arthur decided to make a small change. He started carrying a water bottle on his walks and made sure to sip from it regularly, even when he did not feel thirsty. He also added a glass of water before each meal and another before bed. Within a week, he noticed his urine was consistently a pale yellow. He also felt more energetic, his mind felt clearer, and he was less prone to those afternoon slumps he used to experience. Arthur's simple commitment to hydration allowed his kidneys to work optimally, and he felt the difference in his overall vitality. It was not a dramatic change, but a consistent, gentle improvement that truly supported his body from the inside out, proving that sometimes the simplest habits yield the greatest rewards. He often tells his friends now, "My secret to feeling young is just a water bottle away." Now, what if your urine is a deeper yellow, perhaps an amber color, or even a bit like honey? This is often your body's gentle nudge, or sometimes a more urgent shout, telling you that you are likely dehydrated. It means your kidneys are working harder to conserve water because you haven't been drinking enough. When you are dehydrated, your urine becomes more concentrated with waste products leading to that darker hue. While it is not immediately alarming, consistent dark yellow urine is a clear signal that you need to increase your fluid intake. Dehydration can put unnecessary stress on your kidneys over time, making it harder for them to perform their vital filtering duties. It is like trying to run a washing machine with too little water; it just cannot clean effectively. Prolonged dehydration can lead to a buildup of toxins, increase the risk of kidney stones, and even contribute to urinary tract infections. It is a sign that your body is struggling to maintain its delicate balance, and it is asking for your help. This is particularly important for seniors as our sense of thirst can diminish with age, making it easier to become dehydrated without realizing it. Take the example of Eleanor, a vibrant 69-year-old who loved gardening. She would spend hours in her backyard, often forgetting to drink water because she was so engrossed in her plants. She noticed her urine was frequently a deep amber. She would brush it off, thinking it was just normal, a consequence of being active outdoors. One particularly hot afternoon, she felt lightheaded and unusually tired, almost dizzy. Her daughter visiting that day noticed her lethargy and encouraged her to drink more water, suggesting it might be dehydration. Eleanor started keeping a pitcher of water with lemon slices by her side while gardening and made a conscious effort to drink a glass every hour, setting a timer on her phone as a reminder. Slowly but surely, her urine returned to a healthy pale yellow. She realized that her passion for gardening had inadvertently led to chronic mild dehydration, which was silently taxing her kidneys and draining her energy. By simply being more mindful of her water intake, Eleanor not only improved her kidney health, but also found she had more stamina for her beloved hobby, and those dizzy spells vanished. It was a simple adjustment that brought significant relief and renewed energy, allowing her to enjoy her golden years with more vitality. She now sees her water bottle as her gardening companion, just as important as her trowel. Moving on to a color that requires more immediate attention: brown or tea-colored urine. If your urine appears dark brown like cola or strong tea, this is a more serious indicator and should prompt you to seek medical advice without delay. This color can suggest several underlying issues, some of which are quite serious. It could be a sign of severe dehydration, but more concerningly, it might indicate liver problems, such as hepatitis or cirrhosis, where bile pigments are entering the urine. It could also point to kidney disease, muscle breakdown from strenuous exercise, or even certain medications. For instance, some antibiotics or antimalarial drugs can cause dark urine. However, it is crucial not to self-diagnose. The key here is not to panic, but to act. Your body is sending a strong signal that something significant is amiss, and a healthcare professional can help you understand the cause and guide you toward the right treatment. This is not a symptom to wait out, especially for those of us in our later years, where underlying conditions can sometimes progress more rapidly. Let us recall the experience of Robert, a 75-year-old retired accountant who was usually very meticulous about his health. He tracked his diet, exercised regularly, and had routine checkups. One morning he noticed his urine was a dark, murky brown, almost black. He initially thought it might be something he ate or drank, perhaps a new supplement, but when it persisted for a day and he started feeling a subtle fatigue he couldn't shake, he felt a growing unease. He remembered hearing about unusual urine colors being a warning sign, and despite feeling otherwise okay, decided to call his doctor immediately. His doctor advised him to come in that very afternoon. After some tests, it was discovered that Robert had a mild liver inflammation, a condition that, if left unaddressed, could have become much more serious and potentially led to permanent damage. Thanks to his quick action and listening to his body clear signal, he received timely treatment, adjusted his medication, and made a full recovery. Robert's story is a powerful reminder that sometimes, even when we feel generally well, our bodies can be sending us critical messages that we must not ignore. It is about being proactive and trusting those internal cues even when they seem minor. His doctor commended him for his vigilance, emphasizing how many people overlook such a crucial sign. If any of these insights are resonating with you, if you are finding yourself nodding along, I would truly love to hear from you. Please take a moment to comment below with your age or where you are watching from. It is wonderful to know we are on this journey together, learning and supporting each other in our pursuit of better health. Your comments truly make this community feel like a warm, connected family, and I read every single one. It helps me understand what topics are most important to you and how I can continue to provide valuable information that genuinely makes a difference in your life. So do not be shy, share a little bit about yourself. Thank you so much for sharing where you are all tuning in from. It is absolutely wonderful to see our community stretching across so many different places. It truly warms my heart to know we are all in this together, dedicated to living healthier, more vibrant lives. Now let us continue our journey by looking at a color that can be quite startling to see in the toilet bowl, and that is pink or even red urine. Seeing this can certainly cause a moment of panic, and for good reason. My first piece of advice is to stay calm and think back on what you have eaten in the last day or so. Certain foods can absolutely cause this. Have you had beets rhubarb or perhaps some blackberries? These foods contain pigments that can pass through your system and give your urine a reddish tint. If you have recently enjoyed a beet salad, that is likely the culprit. However, and this is very important, you should never assume it is just food. Pink or red urine can also be a sign of blood, a condition called hematuria. This is your body's way of sounding a very clear alarm. Blood in the urine can come from various sources, including a urinary tract infection, kidney stones, or in some cases it can be a sign of kidney disease or even tumors in the bladder or kidneys. The only way to know for sure is to see a doctor. Do not wait for it to go away on its own. Let me tell you about Beatrice, a delightful 70-year-old woman who cherished her garden and her homemade beet salads. One afternoon, she noticed her urine was a distinct pink. She immediately remembered the beets she had for lunch and felt a wave of relief. She thought nothing more of it. However, a couple of days later, the pinkish hue was still there, even though she had not eaten any more beets. A little voice of doubt started whispering in her mind. She felt perfectly fine. No pain, no discomfort, so she was tempted to just ignore it. But that little voice persisted. She decided to trust her intuition and called her doctor. After a few simple tests, her doctor discovered she had a very small kidney stone that was just beginning to cause microscopic bleeding. Because Beatrice caught it so early, she was able to manage it with increased hydration and some minor dietary adjustments, completely avoiding the excruciating pain that often comes with passing a larger stone. Her story is a beautiful lesson in listening to our bodies even when the message is quiet and we think we have a logical explanation. It is always better to be safe and get it checked out. From a startling color like red, let us move to something a bit more subtle but just as important, the clarity of your urine. Sometimes you might notice that your urine appears cloudy, murky, or has a milky quality. This is another signal from your body that deserves your attention. One of the most common causes of cloudy urine is a urinary tract infection, or a UTI. A UTI happens when bacteria get into your urinary system and start to multiply. For us seniors, UTIs can be particularly tricky. We might not experience the classic burning sensation. Instead, the signs can be more subtle, like confusion, fatigue, or just a general feeling of being unwell. If a UTI in the bladder is not treated, the infection can travel up to the kidneys, leading to a much more serious condition called pyelonephritis, which can cause significant damage. Cloudy urine can also be a sign of kidney stones, or even just a high concentration of minerals like phosphates. While your diet can sometimes contribute to cloudy urine, if it is persistent, especially if accompanied by other symptoms, like a frequent urge to urinate or back pain, it is a clear sign to consult your healthcare provider. Think about George, a 68-year-old retired postal worker who always prided himself on his good health. He started noticing that his urine was consistently cloudy for several days. He did not have any pain, just a slight nagging urge to go to the bathroom more often. He thought it was probably nothing and that it would clear up on its own. He was a stoic man, not one to run to the doctor for every little thing. However, his wife noticed he seemed more tired than usual and was a bit cranky. She gently but firmly encouraged him to make an appointment. George reluctantly agreed. It turned out he had a UTI that was just beginning to brew. His doctor told him it was a good thing he came in when he did. A simple course of antibiotics cleared it up completely. His doctor explained that for men his age, a UTI, while less common than in women, can be a sign of other issues and should never be ignored. Had he waited, the infection could have easily spread to his kidneys, potentially leading to a hospital stay. George learned a valuable lesson that day. Sometimes listening to our loved ones and paying attention to the small, subtle changes in our bodies is the strongest thing we can do. Beyond color and clarity, there is another characteristic you might observe, and that is foamy or fizzy urine. Now, a little bit of foam now and then is perfectly normal. It can be caused by a forceful stream or a small amount of cleaning product in the toilet bowl. But if you consistently notice that your urine looks frothy, almost like the head on a glass of beer, and it requires a couple of flushes to disappear, this is something you should take very seriously. Persistent foaminess can be a sign of protein in your urine, a condition known as proteinuria. Think of your kidneys as having a very fine filter system. Their job is to keep essential things like protein in your blood while filtering out waste. When the kidneys are damaged, this filter system can become compromised like a sieve with holes that are too large. This allows protein to leak out of your blood and into your urine. Proteinuria is one of the earliest and most significant signs of chronic kidney disease, especially for individuals who have high blood pressure or diabetes, two conditions that are very common as we age. Let us consider the case of Maria, a vibrant 72-year-old with a passion for ballroom dancing. She had been managing her high blood pressure for over a decade with medication and felt she had it under control. One day, she began to notice that her urine was consistently foamy. She did not think much of it at first, but it became a regular occurrence. She mentioned it casually to her son during a phone call, and he urged her to bring it up with her doctor at her next appointment. Maria did, and her doctor immediately ordered a urine test. The test confirmed she had proteinuria. This discovery was a crucial turning point in her care. It indicated that despite her blood pressure being controlled, it was still putting a strain on her kidneys. Her doctor was able to adjust her medication and recommend specific dietary changes to help protect her kidneys from further damage. Maria was so grateful she had mentioned that seemingly small detail. It allowed her to take proactive steps to preserve her kidney function, ensuring she could continue to dance and enjoy her life to the fullest for years to come. This is a lot of information, I know, but it is so incredibly important. If you are still watching and finding these lessons valuable, please comment the number 1 below, just so I know you are still with me. Thank you for your precious time. Your dedication to your health is truly inspiring, and it motivates me to continue sharing this vital knowledge with you.